The world hate women. I'm convinced of that. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be the last, I would have been the last one to say any such thing because you know our channel. If you're here, you know our channel. You know we're not liberal. We're not Democrats. We are not woke. We are nothing like that. We follow the word of Jesus Christ, and we love Jesus. We love God. We love the Bible. We are as conservative as you can get. But let's talk about this. Supergirl came out to the movies this weekend, and evidently it tanked. But the week before that, I had been watching a bunch of YouTubers discuss the movie and saying how evidently they got an early preview or what have you, and it was bad, it sucked, the movie was this and that, this and here and that. I almost didn't go to see it because I'm like, yeah, well, if it's that bad, I don't want to watch it. So my kids, who are big fans of the DC universe and all of that, said, I don't care how bad it is, I want to go see it. And so last night, at the midnight showing, I took a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 52-year-old to see this movie. Recently, usually a lot of the movies that we watch lately, I'm thinking, you could have told me that story in a lot less time. It's slow, it's whatever, right? So, in all honesty, I had zero expectations for this. Actually, I expected to be snoozing during this movie because, everything I've heard and everything they've told me and all the things that I will listen to. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is a fun movie. Okay, it's fun. I don't know. I didn't look and see how long the movie was in and of itself. But an hour and 35 minutes. I went on 40. It was probably about, yeah, because it was exactly 2 hours with, oh yeah, an hour and 48 minutes. It went so fast. It went so fast. It was action packed all the way through. Uh it was just a lot of fun. What you expect of one of those movies, uh all the things. It was fun. And if you have a little girl in your life that you want her to be a strong self starter, you want her to be a good person, this is a good example to put in front of your daughter. I'm a Christian, I have a daughter. And I'm happy that we went to see it. And I'm happy that my daughter enjoyed it. And my sons enjoyed it. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about it. All right. There is this drama going on because the actress that plays the role of Supergirl is, from what I heard, a little bit woke or a lot woke or whatever. I don't really care about her opinions. She's a human being made in the image of God, and she is entitled to free speech in this country. Free speech is easy when we all agree with each other, but free speech is a lot harder when you're hearing someone say something you 100% disagree with. That is when free speech really becomes free. When you hear someone say something you don't agree with, you would actually want to plug your ears to hear, not hear, and and all that. So it's she's entitled to her opinion. Do I listen and look for her opinion so that I can get mad and angry about it? No. She's just a little girl from my perspective. I'm in my 50s. So to me, anybody under 30 is a little girl or a little boy or a young boy. Okay. So there is the actress and all the things that come with being a human being. And then there's a movie. And the movie, while you might not enjoy her, the movie was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you why you should really take your kids to watch it. Okay? Well, certain age, because there's a lot of violence, and if there's a couple of jump scares here and there and all of that. So it's a little bloody. So if your kids are not comfortable with that, then be aware of that. Then there's the, like I said, there's the movie and all of that. But if we are going to, we cannot equate the person that plays a role with the product, okay? Because she is not a monolith that made the movie, chose the thing, did the whole thing, put it together, all of that. That's just, she's just a girl that plays a part. Now, we we are fed all kinds of stuff in order to keep us redline and angry, okay? And sometimes I wonder if this whole thing is actually Christian people trying to make sure that your girls don't go to see at the movies a strong female lead. I'm gonna get into that here in a minute. Now, one of my favorite authors is Stephen King. He is a scumbag. He's a on X. Retard. On X. He's a retard. Oh my gosh. He says the dumbest, stupidest things on X. But he is a fantastic writer. Okay. I've read all his books. They're good. They are really, really good. They speak to the human condition. There's all these things that and they're scary, and when they're touching, they really are they get to your heart and your mind and the way you think about things. If I was to equate this, if I was to take Stephen King's things that he says and then to say, well, I'm not going to read his books because he's an idiot over here, well, you know what, I would be robbing me of the knowledge of some of the things that he writes about. I'm not recommending Stephen King. I'm just telling you my way of thinking. Now, why should you go to take your daughters and your kids to see this movie? Now, I guess I'll give you a spoiler alert. Okay, so the young girl the movie starts with her having a drinking problem. He has a drinking issue. She's staying off of the of Earth because she can't get drunk on Earth because her powers are magnified by the power of the sun. And so she's in a red planet and she is getting drunk, and she turned 23, and she has this one dog that she loves like life itself. Couple things to talk about her. Obviously she has a drinking problem, but here's the thing. How many of our girls these days have a drinking problem? Okay, and they don't know it. They're not aware of it. This is the drinking. The drinking is a coping mechanism for something else, and in this movie, that's what that is. The drinking is a coping mechanism for something else in this girl's life. Then you have the inciting moment where her dog gets hurt. She needs to find the cure for the dog, and the only thing that she truly truly loves in life is threatened, right? So she goes off to all these adventures along with this little girl she finds that wants to avenge the death of her family. You don't longer you know Once she is on full power mode, she's no longer drunk. Okay, she doesn't drink anymore. Now she's on a mission, right? And that is probably one of the biggest problems with our society these days. Our kids, our society, our girls are drinking and seeking easy pleasure from sleeping around with a bunch of boys and doing drugs and trying to get all this overconsumption that we have in this world right now, because there is no mission for our girls. There is nobody tells them, at least some of those girls or your girls, that there's a mission in life. Okay, it's not all being rich and having money and having all these things. Okay, you have a purpose in this world, and you have to work at finding your real purpose. That's one thing. Okay, so she's no longer an alcoholic. She found a purpose, and as the movie goes, she grows. and you are presented with the reason for her drinking. Okay, you know she grows as a character in the movie. There's actual character development. So you gotta understand, it shows our girls there is growth that needs to be done. You might have made a mistake, you might have done something wrong in the past, you might be drinking, you might be doing drugs, but you can grow out of that. You can find your way out of that slump. The other thing I believe that is causing the issue is she is not sexualized in any way, shape, or form in this movie, unless there is something really subtle that I missed or that we missed. But she is strong, she's powerful, and she is like all of us, sometimes seeking the easy way out, right? But her whole outfit, the what she wears, even the Supergirl outfit is discreet. There's is not over sexualized, and even the outfits that she wears throughout the movie, she only wears the Supergirl outfit towards the end of the movie. But throughout the movie, she's just looking like a good, wholesome girl. I have heard that she said that the character of Supergirl is queer or whatever. I didn't get a single note of queer throughout the entire movie. Okay, just a girl trying to grow, trying to get past certain things. The last thing that I will say about it is towards the very end of the movie, like I said, spoilers alert, there is a moral dilemma that she has to deal with. And the one beauty about this particular thing is she recognizes goodness, and she recognizes the innocence of the girl that she's running around with, trying to help her, and she does everything she can to preserve the goodness and innocence of this girl. But she understands in the end the evil cannot be allowed to succeed. An evil cannot be allowed to continue in this world if you have the ability and capability of destroying it. And she takes that up in her hands. And we, at the very end of the movie, she is a redeemed character. She has grown up. She's no longer an alcoholic. She's no longer drinking. She has saved her dog, has formed a bond and a friendship with someone that she didn't want to be friends with to begin with. And she's ready to grow now. So, was this a good movie? It was a great movie. It was a movie that shows you actual moral fortitude, character growth, all the good things that you want your little girl to be aware of. Take your daughter to it, have a conversation about it. And, I don't know if it's as the society, or I think it's a combination of things. We don't want to see we want to see the girls in the movies, but perhaps we want to see them over sexualized, and this is anything further from the truth. The counterpart to her character, the little girl, she's about 13, she's fully decked out on like a what is it, a ninja warrior outfit, and you can't see anything, there's no ripped bodices, no boobs hanging out, nothing like that. So actually, if to me it felt more like a conservative view of the world, of how we should view our girls and our women in this country, than any woke thing. The definition of woke, one of the definitions of woke, or the main characteristics of woke, is the over sexualization of everything. Why do I need to know that someone is gay? Because the only thing you're saying when you're specifying that you're gay is that you have sex in a different way than I do. And we don't really need to be talking about sex. Exactly sex with anybody. And it's none of my business what you do in your bedroom, as long as you are a consenting adult. And we could, but if you ask me, I could talk to you about Jesus and his view of homosexuality and all of that, and you would have to be open and all that. I could talk to you about it, but the first thing I would want to tell you is about the love of Jesus Christ. He loves you just the way you are right now. So I always would have said, no way. Uh, it's probably really bad. It's whoa, men don't. This world doesn't hate women and all of that. But the fact that people are talking about it, about this movie this way, and some of the reviews I've seen from people that do this for a living was very misleading. You're being lied to, and to keep you away from a strong image of a girl, of a woman that makes decisions for herself and somehow ends up on the right side of history. Anyways, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I'm sure there's a cacophony right now of all these people saying how bad this movie is and all of that. But I was glad that my kids said, no, I want to go see it, no matter what. And I'm looking forward to seeing more movies that involve this character in them. They are going to be fun. So it's going to be fun to watch her. Obviously, depending on what they say and how they do it, they could ruin the entire trope, but it doesn't matter. This movie is good. You should take your girls to watch it. You should take 2 boys to watch it. Okay, both my boys loved it and my daughter liked it, and I'm an older woman and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. All right, God bless. Toodaloo.